Begin afresh every morning. Devotional thoughts for women.
Good morning, dear friends. Today's devotional is entitled Basanizo. Our date is September 24th, 2023. Our scripture reading is taken from Mark chapter 6, verse 50. They all saw him and were troubled. But immediately he talked with them and said to them, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." After Jesus miraculously fed the multitude, the people decided to crown Jesus as king. That crowning act is assurance that the long-looked-for deliverer is among men. This is he who will make Judea an earthly paradise, a land flowing with milk and honey. He can satisfy every desire. He can break the power of the hated Romans. He can deliver Judah and Jerusalem. He can heal the soldiers who are wounded in battle. He can supply whole armies with food. He can conquer the nations and give to Israel the long-sought dominion. Consulting together, they agree to take him by force and proclaim him the King of Israel. Jesus needed to prepare them for the great disappointment they would suffer. While the disciples would be severely tried as they crossed the lake, Jesus stayed behind interceding for them. The storm they faced was a foretaste of an even more painful frustration. In the place of his exaltation to the throne of David, they were to witness his crucifixion. This was to be, indeed, his true coronation. Jesus watched his disciples from the top of the mountain, about 6 miles away in the dark of the night. But even so, he could see their fear. When you think that you are far from God and fear washes over you, you can be sure that the watchful gaze of the beloved Master is on you and protects you. The disciples were straining at rowing. Mark chapter 6, verse 48. In the original Greek, basanizo, which has served different meanings, to refer to a fiery trial. When it is used to refine gold, to describe unbearable sins such as birth pains, and to refer to torture, torment, or harassment. Such was the experience of the disciples as they rowed against the wind, and as they struggled against the explicit will of God. Jesus was their helper, but the closer he came to them, the more fearful they felt, confusing Jesus with a ghost. When suffering becomes unbearable, basanizo, we don't recognize the presence of Jesus coming near us, but Jesus sees you and knows what you are feeling. The disciples' fear lasted until they recognized the figure of Jesus. If you recognize Jesus coming to your aid when you face a crisis, all fear will disappear. It is the issue of the daily test that determines victory or defeat in life's great crisis. Each trial serves as a preparation for the final victory.